we know is that Saddam has this material.
We don't know that. I mean, he just keeps repeating the lie. Just because you're the Prime Minister, it doesn't mean you get to make up your own facts.
Someone in this building has betrayed their country. If you are found to have withheld information, you will be charged with a breach of the Official Secrets Act.
Katharine Gun, who do you think might have leaked the Koza email?
I've got something you need to see.
Who brought you this? Friend?
Be careful. If this is real, you could go to jail just for having it in your possession.
You're a spy. You work for the British government.
No, I work for the British people. I do not collect information so that the government can lie to the British people.
Intelligence may be being manipulated to take this country to war.
This paper needs to stop taking Tony Blair at face value.
You had nothing to gain and everything to lose.
This could result in a prison sentence.
Do you want to risk it all?
This war is historically unpopular.
It's everywhere. Every country. Biggest demonstration in human history.
If we do not go public,
We would be conceding that no one can ever tell the people when their government is lying.
What you did, it was extraordinary.
The war is illegal. The public is entitled to know why.
My motive was to stop a war and save lives. I have to tell the truth.
Very much for getting in touch with me and for saying that you like what we're doing, what I'm doing. First of all, we should just remind people who you are. You were in the film Official Secrets. You were played by Keira Knightley. You were basically, that film only existed really because of the brave actions that you took back in 2003. So yeah. First of all, really, I just want to say thank you for getting in touch. Thank you for your courage. Can you tell me a little bit about how you feel now, looking back at that film, the fact that it has come out, whether you feel whistleblowers are really listened to enough and celebrated enough, and obviously you're one of the few success stories. How do you feel right now, looking at that film coming out, and how whistleblowers are treated now?
Well, it's a good question, because for most of the time before the film came out, I was just trying to lead a quiet, normal life, because I didn't do it in order to get any kind of recognition of myself. I just wanted to bring the issues into the public domain, because I felt so strongly about the fact that the war wasn't necessary, and that the lies that were being told and the way they were trying to manipulate the diplomatic processes in order to get UN authorization and legitimacy for the war, that's why I exposed it. And it was nothing to do with, wanting to be at the forefront of that kind of exposure myself. And I think that's usually what most whistleblowers, what their motivation is, what their purpose is. They bring an issue forward because it really matters to them. It's a red line that they refuse to cross, and they feel it needs to come out. And they don't actually want their story necessarily to be highlighted. They want the issues to be resolved. And that's what has been ongoing, and it continues to be a problem, until when the film came out last year, and I finally felt I was able to talk about it more openly without any kind of emotional, kind of traumatic tension within myself. Then I was, free to go out and talk about it, and go to conferences and go to, screenings of the film and take questions and answers after it in a large public audience. finally I was able to, get over the sort of slight PTSD that I had immediately after the case was dropped against me. And I think lots of people have the same kind of experience. They get quite a lot of sort of trauma because of the way that they're retaliated against, or the way that they're pushed out and blackballed after that by their industry. And then not being able to actually pursue a career that they were once in, because none of those industry insiders see them as part of their, part of the industry they want them in, because they want to keep a lid on these issues. They don't want people who feel the need to expose wrongdoing and, criminal behavior.
Well, you were heard and you were recognized and celebrated. But like you say, you made it a selfless act. There are so many people that had the information. So you had a memo, didn't you? Can you just recap about the information that you saw and what was going through your mind and what gave you the courage to do something about it? Because obviously you weren't the only person that saw that information. What makes you different, do you think? And what makes whistleblowers different to do that, where they're putting their careers at risk? They may lose an income. Why do you think you were different, and how many other people saw the information that you did?